Welcome back and good morning, Central Oregon. Dr. Byron Maas joins me this morning from Veterinary Clinic. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you. A lot of people starting to think about maybe getting a puppy, or maybe they have just, adopted a puppy. Basic training, though. Puppies need basic training. When is the best time to start doing that?
You know, it's interesting. Puppies actually start their development process as soon as their eyes open, and that actually carries on to about 3 months of age. And so that initial period is extremely important for starting some basic training.
Okay, so as soon as possible then,
yeah, as soon
would be
as
the
possible.
answer.
So typically the puppies stay with their moms, and that socialization process with their brothers and sisters, their siblings, where they're biting and chewing on each other, all that happens up to about 5 to 6 weeks of age, and then they usually go into the new home either through adoption or getting a new puppy. And that's the extremely important time at trying to do some basic socialization and get them used to their new environment.
So you want to have lots of unique situations, new people, new animals, noises. Don't just, like with a new baby.
Right.
You want to vacuum near them, you want to do all the things you normally do.
Exactly the same thing. So just like with new babies, puppies require that kind of stimulation so that they're exposed to it. But it's important to do it in a way that's safe and that they're not traumatized by it. So if you take them out for a car ride, take them out and let them explore the world. Let them look at their surroundings through the car window. Try to be really careful about letting them get exposed to places where there's other animals. And so it's important to not go to public areas, dog parks and things like that, or having other people bring their dogs over. Having friends come over, having other family members around, making loud noises in a safe way, and encourage them when they actually have a good response. It's actually all that builds in their socialization.
And you mentioned not having them around other dogs, dog parks, things like that. They could actually be exposed to diseases.
Right, exactly.
It's a safety issue.
Yeah, it's a safety issue, and
Yeah.
it's very important to find that out from your veterinarian. Find out what vaccines are necessary, and then the life stages that are important for them. Parvovirus lives a long time in the environment, up to about 2 years, and so puppies, because their immune system is developing, just like their socialization and their training, they should be protected from that.
What happens if you do not socialize your puppy?
You get into a situation where you can actually create these little monsters. You get separation anxiety. You get fear biting. You get definitely that dog that just incessantly barking that just won't be quiet. And you get dogs that if they go into for just basic examinations or go to a grooming situation, that they're unruly and they're not well handled, and they become really scared.
We want to talk about how puppies need lots of support too. Emotionally, they need lots of sleep, lots of water, the things that you would think about.
Right, exactly. Just like with children, affection and love go a long way, and it's important to actually provide that. Puppies are developing; they need lots of rest. So when you're doing some basic training, make sure that it's an appropriate time. Do a little bit and then give them a break. Reward them when they're doing the proper things, and make sure that they have plenty of activity. Water and food, but don't give them too much. You don't want to get excessive water intake and food intake, because that's actually going to cause minor accidents, things like that.
You talked about rewards. You want to reward that good behavior, but you have to be careful not to reward the bad behavior.
Right. The reward system is important when they do the task that you want them to do. Don't go over there and make them sit down and then give them a treat for it. Make them earn the treat, and reward when they do the good behaviors. The other thing is to be careful about not developing a situation where you're encouraging bad behavior. And so a little bit of love goes a long ways, but be careful about not developing a situation where you're encouraging the bad behavior.
What about using the no command?
I think the no command is actually useful, but be succinct. Use it abruptly and a resounding no, and then stop, and then get them to do the task that you want them to do. If that's not working, then try to divert them and change the activity.
What about handling activities? You start with the basics, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the things that you can actually do to encourage them to actually have good socialization is start really handling them, grooming them, brushing them, getting them used to a lot of physical contact. The other thing that goes a long ways, especially when you go into the veterinary clinic, is start working on their ears. A little finger in the ears, rubbing their faces, lifting up their gums, checking their teeth. That all goes into when you want to start doing some basic things like toothbrushing. If they're getting ear mites, or in Central Oregon we have a huge problem with cheatgrass, and so if you can actually get them used to those basic things, that goes a long ways now. Fingers between the toes, actually a little bit, and then when they pull away, you know, stop for a little bit. But when they start accepting it, a little bit of a treat, and then they start realizing that that's actually a desirable thing, and it socializes them to all those basic handling things that'll pay off dividends down the road.
Oh, absolutely. We're out of time, but you have a vaccine clinic at the Pet Expo, which is this Saturday, October 16th.
Yeah, it's going to be at the fairgrounds. It's 1 to 3:30, and we're actually going to have a little first aid station for the pets that are going to be coming around as well.
Nice. So that'll be at the Deschutes or the Redmond Fairgrounds, 1 to 3:30 this Saturday at the Pet Expo. Otherwise, benveterinaryclinic.com is the website, and 541-382-0741. So it was great to see you this morning.
Great to see you too.
Thank you.
Have a great fall.
You too. Thank you.